I'm learning to take deep breaths before I start videos and recording myself, just to remind my body that we are safe. But in today's video, I want to talk about how you can't call things in if you have yet to do the inner work to receive it. I am currently in Columbus, and earlier today I was like, you know what? Instead of doom scrolling, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do my meditation, because I've been doing really good with doing morning meditations. But today I decided to do a heart meditation. I'm just like freeing up my heart space to just allow things in. And when I tell you, I just sobbed. I cried. And I was like, let's go on a walk, let's move our bodies. And one thing that came over me is that you cannot call things in and say that you want all these things for your life. You can't call in a successful business. You can't call in this beautiful love life for yourself, yet you're still holding on to negative beliefs. Your baseline is still holding on to the negativity. It doesn't matter how many times you repeat the affirmations, right? You know, we're told, okay, say this in the mirror, say that in the mirror. But if you're still holding on to your ex, if you're still holding on to your failure, if you're still holding on to money is hard to receive, that is your baseline. You're always going to come back to that once you are done reciting those affirmations. So we have to do the inner work. We have to clear out the heart space. We have to clear out all of the clutter, all of the chatter that's inside of us that's holding us back from receiving what we want. And that came over me today, because as I'm sitting here on day number 2 of making my video for YouTube, which I'm super excited that I showed up for myself, even if this is quick, because I do have to be downstairs in a bit. I'm just like, girl, you want all these beautiful things for your life. We said in our video yesterday that, you know, we want to live in this beautiful home, apartment, condo, whatever. We're not going to question the why or how, whatever. We just know that we want an ocean view. We know that we want our own office space. We know that we want a corner where we can make it into this beautiful space for our pole, so we can do pole dance and decorate it with all these like greenery plants and all these beautiful things. We know that we want this. However, we're still holding on to the fear of leaving your mom. We're still holding on to, oh, but how much is that going to cost? And our nervous system tightens up once we start thinking about money. We are still holding on to, what if I fail at what I'm doing? We're still holding on to, I'm scared of what the comments might say about how my delivery is. These are things that are still holding me back from receiving that. I can put out to the universe that I want this, but am I really showing the universe that I'm ready to receive if I'm holding on to those things? No. The answer is no. So as I was walking, I just had to get really honest with myself. And this video hopefully inspires you to get honest with yourself too. I feel that majority of the world is operating at a low vibration where we lack accountability. We struggle with looking within. We always want to project. We always want to point the finger, but we struggle with turning inward and being like, what is it that I need to work on? What is it that I need to clear out? The moment someone triggers us, we blame the other person for triggering what's inside of us, or really they're just showing us areas that we still need to work on, right? I met someone a couple months ago, and I was completely honest with them. I was like, you triggered XYZ within me. But instead of running away from it, I turned inward and I was like, what is it that this person's triggering? What is the area that I still need to work on? And I realized that I had yet made peace, or honestly, I had yet to forgive my parents for certain things. I had yet to fully forgive how I abandoned myself in certain relationships. And so instead of me blaming that person, I just turned inward and I journaled about it, and I reached out to my parents and told them how I felt. I sat down with myself and I wrote letters. I started doing more inner child meditations to just apologize to my inner child for not showing up for her. I started doing more higher self meditations just to connect and ask for guidance, because she's always leading me and guiding me, and she's currently in this room right now just looking down at me smiling, and I'm just so happy. But we just have to get better at, as a whole, we have to get better at doing the work. we're all walking around, I wouldn't say all, but majority of us are walking around wounded and just pointing the finger. And it's becoming a very sad world. Like, our lives could be so beautiful, so magical. There's so much love, so much love. We're here to love. That is the thing. We're here to love, to give love, receive love. But yet, it's like we know this, but yet when we receive it, we're scared of it. We push it away. And so then you have to ask yourself, why is that? What was my first encounter of love? Right? Like, when I was a kid, what was shown to me about love? For me, you know, I was shown that you must struggle in love. You know, love is hard. And now as I'm older, I'm like, I refuse to struggle in love. I refuse to be treated like shit and say this is love. To me, love is not enough to stay with someone. And I don't know, I've just been doing a lot of reflection and a lot of unpacking lately. And I know that it can be scary. The work is definitely scary. That's why a lot of people are walking around so wounded, because you're having to face yourself. You're having to say out loud, these are things that I'm wounded by. But here's the thing. The most beautiful thing is that you are not your wounds. You are not these things. And that is something I'm learning, is that I had to learn. I remember I used to walk around saying, like, blaming my dad, saying, like, you're the reason why I have shitty relationships with men. I have this deep father wound. And one day I was like, I am not that. I am not my father wound. I release you. I release you. I release you. That is not my identity. And ever since, it has been beautiful of how I allow myself to experience people. There are times where, yes, I still have that fear come up of, you know, being vulnerable. But now when I notice it, instead of, you know, just running with it, I stop myself and I'm like, okay, right now this is a vulnerable space. And I will speak up. I will say to that person, okay, this is very vulnerable for me, so please bear with me. But I'm willing to go through it. Instead of me now thinking like, oh, I don't want to show this person too much because what if this doesn't work out? I say to myself, give your all, because you had a great experience with this person. This person showed you so much about yourself. So much about yourself. That now you can carry that with you going forward. Thank that experience. Now, instead of me questioning, oh, am I performing? Am I doing this right? Does this person like me? I'm myself. And I just tell myself, I ask myself, do I like them? Is this person in alignment with the path that I'm taking? Does this person, you know, bring me down? Or does this person support me and encourage me and push me to move forward? I ask myself, what about me am I learning through this encounter, through this experience? And it just became, life has just been so beautiful now that I'm turning more inward. So this video, I'm keeping it really short because I can ramble on and on. I really need to get downstairs and get to work. But I just want people to know that the work is necessary. To get to the life that you really want for yourself, the work is necessary. You can't run from it. You can't run from yourself. There's so many people in this world that are currently screaming, oh, I'm busy. I'm booked and busy. I'm booked and busy. I want to be booked and busy. You're only busy because you know the moment that you are still, you have to face yourself. There is a big difference in being productive and being busy, right? I know that when I am busy, when I'm telling someone I'm busy, I'm running from something. And it's always myself. It's always me running from what I know I need to face. So I'm encouraging you. Take the small step to just do the work. I'm a huge advocate about journaling. Please get a journal and just write letters to yourself. Write letters to your inner child. Apologize to your inner child. Remind your inner child that you are now showing up for them. That you are now loving them the way they always wanted to be loved. that you are now advocating for them. You are now protecting them. Write a letter coming from your higher self to your current self. You know, those are beautiful letters for me. When I need the answer of something, I always just channel my higher self and I just let the pen flow. I can talk about this all day, and I do want to get more in, depth with doing the inner work, because I'm so passionate about doing the inner work, because I'm a person that is never afraid to do the work. I will go deep in it, and sometimes a little too deep, where I need to like find balance of play and pleasure. But yeah, hopefully this inspires you to just take the step today. Take the step today, because I promise you, by you doing the work, you're getting yourself closer to your higher self. You're getting yourself closer to the life you're supposed to live. There are so many people that, they say that they want money. They say they want all these things. And when they receive it, they're still miserable. Why? Because they have yet to do the inner work to unpack what's inside, to have that peace. To find the peace that you were looking for, you have to unpack what is inside. I'm gonna leave that here. All right. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. This is day 2 out of 30. I'm so excited that I showed up for myself. I hope you are doing the same. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, love.